Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Supniewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you, but I will say this. Try to only buy on those red candles. And speaking of red candles, listen, it was inevitable that Project Feenix would eventually get a red candle, and finally, they caught a red candle. They actually caught a pretty big red candle. In today's video, I'm going to give you the backstory about that particular red candle, so let's jump into the chart. And as you can see, it dropped down about 30%, but look how well it's recovering. It's like the 30% never even happened. Now listen, I would buy in here before it goes any higher. I know I always preach about red candles, but I FOMO'd into ProjectFeenixV2 and I have more than doubled my money now. You know why? Because it's still very early. They just launched this token in January. This is a MetaVerse play-to-earn gaming crypto. And really, it's so much more than that. I've done a few different videos about Project Feenix. I'm going to leave a link up here if you want the intricate details about all of the amazing things that they're doing over there at ProjectFeenixV2. But as promised, today we're going to spill the tea about that red candle. To get to the heart of the story, I have to go all the way back to the very beginning when all of these people who were the early investors into ProjectFeenixV2 were in another project. Okay, they were heavily invested. They were a really tight community. They were very excited about this particular token. But that token was not a legit token. And one of the coders realized it. And he's like, this is a rug pull. So the coder goes to the main dev and says, listen, I see what you're doing here. You're stealing from people. This is a total rug pull. Like, what are you doing? And the guy said to him, you know what? I'll cut you in and you can get rich too. And do you know what the coder did? He didn't take his offer. Instead of taking the money, he went to the community and said, this is a rug pull. You guys need to bail and get out now. Some of the people were able to get back their money, but a lot of those guys didn't even sell their tokens. They went down with the ship. But let me ask you a question. What does that say about the coder? What does that say about the coder who was the whistleblower, who went to the community and said, instead of making all of this money and stealing from people and being a wealthy man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to help you and tell you to get out of here. To me, that screams integrity. And I'm proud to say that coder, his name is Fid, and he is one of the coders on ProjectFeenixV2 today. As a matter of fact, the people that started Project Feenix were all victims of that very bad project. And they got together and they said, you know, this is such a shame. We had such a great community and the ambition to make this a really great project, only we had a bad dev. If only there could be a project where we know the dev is legit, we know the project is actually going to produce something, it would be absolutely amazing because they had built really a family. And that's when they came up with the idea to start Project Feenix. And I'm so glad they did because that is such an amazing story that they came together and put together this amazing project that's going to be huge in the metaverse. I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with the red candle? I'm getting there. Cryptocurrency is much like starting a traditional business. You have to infuse capital into that business to get it going. With cryptocurrency, you have to infuse what's called liquidity. So they all got together, pooled their money, got the Ethereum, and launched the project. The early investors did buy in a private sale before the launch of the token. Now, when they launched the project, they realized that there was an error in the code and that the marketing wallet was being paid in their token instead of Ethereum. Now, if they wanted to do any kind of marketing, they would have to start selling the token and that would drop the price. So they decided to relaunch the project as ProjectFeenixV2. And anybody that were token holders got their tokens airdropped to them. Now, don't forget, the people who bought in early got it at a very low price. So if somebody infused $10,000 worth of Ethereum, you know, they're looking at what they have now and it's worth like 70 grand at this point. Now we get to the red candle. One of the early investors sold off. And, you know, I kind of picture it this way. Like, I picture him looking at his tokens on the phone in his wallet and he sees this massive amount and he's like, yeah, it's growing. It looks good. And I picture his wife like doing dishes, you know, like the, and she like looks over her shoulder and she sees the amount in the wallet and she's like, wait a minute. Are you mean to tell me we got like 80 grand? Sitting in your phone, that's really 80 grand in there? And he's probably like, yeah, it's growing, it's great. And oh no, we could pay the house off. We could put braces on the kids. We could pay off everything. Is that what you're telling me? We have enough money to live comfortably now? Sell that right now. We need it right now. But then again, that's, just in my head, that's how it played out. And really, you can't blame them. They always tell you when you have profits, take your profits. But this guy took all his profits. I think now he's totally regretting because as you can see, the chart has almost completely recovered in just a few days. This is why I'm saying it is still super early for Project Feenix. So even though you look at it and you see all of those green candles, this is nothing. This is going to be way, way higher. You might be wondering why I have so much faith in them. They've locked their liquidity for 248 years. That means they can't cut and run. They're not going anywhere with the money. It's locked into this token. These people's grandkids won't even be able to touch that money. And they just did a massive token burn. Their platform is going to be so regulated that people are actually going to be able to make a living off playing on the Project Feenix platform. They're putting together leagues. So can you imagine? Think the National Football League, the NFL, or Major League Baseball of the metaverse. That alone is going to be huge. They're also going to have an NFT marketplace. So you're able to buy, sell, or stake your NFTs on their platform. They're also going to have social engagement. So imagine like a Facebook in the metaverse. That's what Project Feenix is doing. This is how well thought out this is. When they made the token supply, they tucked away 200 trillion tokens. That's there for play to earn benefits. If people want to bet, they have to bet with the Project Feenix token. It's going to be like the Super Bowl in the metaverse, and you have to gamble with their token. Anything you want to do there on the platform, you have to pay for it with the Project Feenix token. And that's how all of this is going to be legal. Legalize gambling on the metaverse, because you're not gambling with the US dollar, but instead you're gambling with the token. I know you're probably thinking, wait a minute, all of this sounds just too good to be true. Like it's just too good to be true, but it's not too good to be true. They're building it right now. It's happening right now. Look at all of these zeros in the price. We're still so incredibly early. So the first game is going to be an NFT trading card game. That's not really my thing. Their other games are all going to be shooting games. I like to shoot zombies. I hope they make a zombie shooting game because that's my jam right there. I love to kill zombies. This is still so incredibly early because they're not on any main exchanges right now. As soon as they hit an exchange, the price of this is absolutely going to explode. When the metaverse launches, everything that's ready to launch on the metaverse is going to be huge. Right now, there's people, they're looking for investors to possibly start something in the metaverse. These guys are building it right now. Just to let you know, I am personally involved in Project Feenix, and I am just going to tuck those tokens away. I'm going to let them sit and marinate. I'm not going to sell them when the metaverse launches. I'm not going to, even if 6 months from now I can sell my bag for $50,000, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to leave it there because I know when the metaverse launches, it's going to be worth could be millions. So I am absolutely in no rush to pull it out. And already my money is doubled. Oh, here's another thing. Every month they do giveaways. So if you're a token holder who has never sold any of their tokens, you're eligible to be in this giveaway. And they pull out 5 people as winners and they get 200 billion tokens. And 2 people get 500 billion tokens. So that's just like a little, cherry on top reason to not sell your tokens. When you sit there and think about, like how big this is actually going to be, I feel like one of the pioneers that got early into the internet, launched a website like Jeff Bezos. His Amazon was just in the garage type of thing. And look at him now, the most wealthy man on earth. Besides the fact thinking that this is going to make me a very wealthy woman one day, there's also this sense of community in Project Feenix. Like when you go to the Telegram, there's fiends there. And yes, the holders are called fiends. When you go to the Telegram, the fiends are there in force. And you can always get a hold of the devs 24 hours a day. They're always on Discord, Telegram, Twitter. They're more than happy to discuss this amazing project that they've built. And believe you me, I have. Sometimes you can really get lost in that Telegram room. I've spent over an hour there one time. I'm like, I've been in here for an hour. Like, I've got to go. But it's just that sense of family and community. Like, we're here and we are in this together. Really, I could go on and on about Project Feenix, but this video is probably too long as it is, so I'm going to cut it here. Now, I usually sign off with the red candle thing, but with Project Feenix, it's very difficult to catch a red candle. So you got to get in when you can. That's going to do it here for me today. Thank you so very much for joining me, and until next time, please take care of yourself.